Welcome back. So today I am doing a very, very special perfume. It's special for two reasons. The first reason being that it is a bit of a unicorn. It's very hard to get now. It's been discontinued for a while. And the second reason is because this perfume has recently brought not one, but two very special friendships into my life, and I am very, very grateful for that. So this bottle is not my bottle. It belongs to one of the very special people who I've become friends with recently, and it is called Gucci Eau De Parfum. Now this is the first Gucci Eau De Parfum, not Gucci 2, which is, I believe, still available. This has been discontinued, this one. Let me just open this box and pull it out. So there you go. And this is the beauty right here. Okay, so I'm a little nervous about doing this review, and I don't know why, but I feel there's a lot of pressure. This is, well, A, because it's a discontinued fragrance, so I want to do a good job of conveying what it smells like, because a lot of people may not be able to, people watching this may not necessarily be able to get their hands on it. But also because I was asked specifically to review it, so, you know, I feel like I have performance anxiety. Anyway, Gucci Eau De Parfum by Gucci. So this fragrance was released in 2002, and the perfumer is Daniela Ondria. I hope I've said that right, which I'm sure I most likely have not. She's responsible for some other really great fragrances like Bottega Veneta, Pour Homme, I think. Also not by the same house. She's also had some heavy influence on some Bulgari fragrances. She's had involvement in some fragrances released by Ita Libre d'Orange. I don't think I said that right. And she also very famously had a hand in Angelique Noir by Guerlain. And she also had a lot to do with the Prada Infusions line. So I am going to spray this one more time, although I've been so sparing with it because, well, it's not my fragrance for a start. And because it is discontinued, I know that the person who owns it can't just go and get another one readily. Thank you, Cos, by the way, for loaning me this to do this review. So, although you may never get it back, this fragrance to me, this is a really bold, very confident fragrance. It kind of opens to me a little bit powdery and very soft. There's some florals in there. It also, to me, to my nose, it smells a little bit like there's tonka or an almond note or something in there. It also has a very distinctive but soft cumin note. It's kind of an old school feel, sort of vintagey, but not super old vintagey, if that makes any sense. So it smells like it could be from another era, but it also has a modern twist to it. There is heliotrope in this, which I guess is what gives it the powderiness in that opening. There is orange blossom as well, but it's not a super sweet orange blossom, and it's not a very bright orange blossom. It does, I guess the orange blossom does help to brighten the fragrance, but it doesn't feel sparkly to me at all. There is a soapiness to this fragrance. I don't know where that comes from, but that kind of, whilst this is a very bold and confident fragrance, the soapiness makes it, it gives it a clean edge to it. So there is a cumin note in here which imparts a somewhat seductive tone to this fragrance, even though the fragrance overall you could imagine on a very well-groomed, powerful, confident, you know, businesswoman who is all business by day and can be a little bit sultry behind closed doors at nighttime. if you were to smell this on a woman, I think she would be the type of woman who really knows how to command a room at work, but also, well, let's just say she could command in the bedroom as well. So this fragrance is quite powdery, but there's also a creaminess too that really, and it opens very powdery, but there's a creaminess that sort of comes in midway through. And to me, it's almost like it has a stickiness to it at some point, maybe through the addition of some resins or like a tolu balsam or something like that. It's resiny, there's real body to it. It is spicy, but not peppery, if that makes sense. And it's not cinnamon either, but it was something that I couldn't quite pin down. And then I did look at the note listing, and it turns out that it is caraway seeds. And so I went and bought some caraway seeds just so that I could remind myself exactly what these smell like. I have had them in several dishes before, obviously. These smell, well, they're very aromatic, that's for sure. But they do kind of have a little bit of a pepperiness about them. So I guess that's where this spiciness comes from. There's also a real smoothness to this fragrance. There's no sharp edges in it anywhere. It's so mysterious and enigmatic. I feel like it has like a leathery, is it leather? Hang on, let me have a look. Yeah, so there's a leather note in here, but it's not, it feels like suede to me. It has a suede texture, and it's soft like suede. It's not a sharp leather note. It's not a really dark, dank, heavy leather note. And there's also, when it dries down, there's also like a smokiness to it. And I don't know, hang on, I'm going to double check. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, no, there's incense in there. Okay, so that makes sense. But it's really, really subtle. That smokiness, it just adds to the darkness of it, and it just adds to the leather, and it just adds to the powderiness, just so that it's perfect. It's just the perfect blend, honestly. This fragrance is just, why did they discontinue this? Surely this fragrance sold well, because it's just, There's also, I want to say like there's a nutty feel to this, but there's no nuts listed. And maybe this brings me back to the fact that when I first sprayed this on for the very first time, I immediately thought of tonka. And I don't know, it smells nutty to me. Not really strong nut, just a little bit in the background, which kind of dulls, like it just takes that bright edge off, you know, the orange blossom and the other florals that are in there. There's also iris in here, by the way. When it dries down, I feel like the white florals, the white floral note of the orange blossom starts to come out a little bit more. So it wasn't really, when I wore it the first time, it wasn't until it dried down that I recognized it as a white floral. Prior to that, I was a little bit, I didn't know what the floral notes were, but I could tell that they were floral notes, if that makes sense. So overall, I think this is a stunning, stunning fragrance, and I'm honoured that Cos loaned me this bottle so that I could review it, but I also want to kill him for introducing me to a bottle of something that I myself cannot get my hands on. But that's okay. I'm glad to have experienced this fragrance, and if you ever do see this fragrance for sale, then if you like bold, confident, strong fragrances, I would encourage you to buy it. Even though my reviews are not about trying to encourage people to buy things. This is really just me experiencing these fragrances. But as I said, it's a little bit dark, it's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit leathery and nutty and skin-like because of that cumin note. But it also has a cleanliness to it. It feels clean and it feels feminine and it feels, you know, floral. So, just absolute stunner of a fragrance. And I really like the bottle. Anyway, I feel like I talked in circles a little bit there, but I really loved this fragrance. And if I ever see it for sale, I will be buying it. I'm not joking. Because this is the fragrance of a woman with a level of confidence that I could only aspire to have. But fake it until you make it, right? If I can smell like that, then maybe I can become that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope it wasn't too rambly. We'll see what happens in the editing process. So the next video is most likely going to be a comparison video between a very popular, more recent release and an older, discontinued version of that same fragrance. So stay tuned. Anyway, I'll leave you with a lovely view of the Gucci Eau De Parfum. Oh, I've got to share this. So our cat Fritz had to have a little surgery yesterday. He's fine, but he has to wear this ridiculous collar and he's kind of used to it now, I guess. Poor little Fritz. That's it for today. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Oh, and I'll be doing a live with Pep on the Sentinels channel tomorrow morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time at about 9 a.m. So if you're up and about, come and join us over there. I will link his channel here somewhere. Okay, see ya.